Okay.
All right. So, what's up?
Not much. Can you hear me at all?
Yep, I hear you fine.
All right, cool.
What are you working on today? Do you have any replay or anything?
I think I have. I'm looking at a replay right now. I've got one friend, a friend from Zerg, that might help us out, and then I'm looking at a replay that I might think might be okay. I don't know. I'm still looking at it.
Okay.
Well, maybe a wrong replay, but anyway, what I'm looking to work on is my ZVP. My ZVZ is okay right now. It's really derp, but it's not terrible. And then my ZVP isn't bad either because infestors aren't that bad in that matchup as far as I go. So it still semi works out.
Mm-hmm.
But my ZVP is always really weird. Lately I've switched it up. I used to go Roach Infestor, but then when they nerfed Infestors, now I go... I usually go from Wings into Roaches and then into 10 to 15 mutas, and then when the mutas stop being effective, I just go straight Roach and kind of go from there, and then maybe tier 3 after a while. So it's kind of weird, and I haven't really done much with it yet. So I was just wondering if I could get some input on it.
Okay. Actually, when I play ZVP, I do Roachling Muta, and then I go into Broodlords. It's actually, from what I've found and what I've seen, watching streams and talking with people, that's the good strategy right now to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got the Roachling to protect you early against any kind of 7-gate, 8-gate, whatever. Because that just stomps it having that.
Yeah.
And then the music is so good for harass. Even going up to 20, 25, you can just keep going depending on how effective they're being. If they're turtled up really hard to where you can't even possibly do any harass with mutas, then just go straight to Broodlords. But you kind of got to get those out at have your Greater Spire coming before 20 minutes.
Yeah. Usually what I do is I'll go Wing, and then I'll go speed with Wings, and then I'll try my best to go Roach a little early. I'm not exactly sure when I go Roach. In the replay I don't go Roach, but I've changed my style since then. But the replay is still a pretty good example of what I'm having problems with.
Okay.
And then mutas, I go layered just as my... In this replay, I'm not sure if I do, but I've been going layered just when my natural is about to pop, and I get a Spire then.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's incredibly early or...
It sounds incredibly early.
Yeah.
Do you have the replay you could send me on Skype?
Yes. Let me go into my documents and find it.
Okay. Yeah, this is all my replays. Just rename it something so I know it's not just a normal map.
I'm trying to find it. I had okay, let me see one sec. Okay, it's 169, so let me find that. I renamed it, but I guess it doesn't rename it in the actual file itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I could always rename it myself, too. It's not a big deal.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. No, I renamed it so I could actually find it. I played thousands of games. So.
Oh, okay. God, I wish I played thousands of games.
I've been playing since beta, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't start playing till the game actually got released. Then I only played for the first maybe 2 months of Season 1, then I just stopped playing till Season 3.
I've been playing nonstop since then. I mean, my account has something like 700 league wins or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But, or no, sorry, 800. But that's not all 1v1. It's mostly 4v4s. Because when I started out, I knew I wasn't good enough for 1v1. I knew I was going to end up starting up a bronze. So I did 4v4s until I had like a base, like mechanics down. And then I switched into 1v1s.
That makes sense. I think I just started off right with 1v1s, but then I started playing a lot more team games. I don't know. Somehow I got into gold from right from season 1. I hadn't really played RTS games before. I think I was just kind of lucky. All right, I'm going to load up the game now.
Okay. Mine's already loaded up.
Okay, I'll pause it, and then we'll just start up. We'll count down and just kind of look through it. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, music disabled. I want music. Okay. So, is this replay? Does he go? What's his opening?
I didn't check his specific opening. I think he goes Forge Fast Expand.
Okay, that's good enough. That's all I need to know.
I think he does. I know he gets his natural pretty damn early.
Okay. So. What's your typical opening in ZVP?
I go 14-14. My builds, my actual like basic builds aren't really changing up that much because I figured what happened was it's much more like my composition that's bad rather than the actual build I start off on. At least earlier when I was in like low platinum. So I would just go 14-14 because I knew it was a basic build. It was pretty safe. It still kept your economy going. And then I would just change up from there. And now in ZVP, I go 14-14, and I just kind of go from there.
Okay.
I'm open to changing my build, though. That's kind of I mean, like with my ZVT, I'm thinking of going 15 hatch, but...
Oh, you should always go 15 hatch in ZVT.
Okay.
Literally like 100% of the time.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if they do like some kind of like proxy 2 racks, it could be kind of scary. But like just a normal 2 racks, even if you play really safe with it and go 15 hatch, 14 pull, you'll be pretty safe. As long as like you see, like you have your Overlord out at the expansion, so you can see if any like bunkers are coming down, then you can pull like 6 to 8 drones and just go stop it.
Yeah.
Because personally, I play extremely greedy in ZVT. Like, I'll go 15 hatch, 17 pools. Okay. But I'm just really confident on, like, my drone control and my micro for that, so. Alright, one thing I can see already is that your drones got in there a little bit late for gas. Still not the biggest deal. It's just, obviously, you won't have synced up with your speed.
Yeah.
But really, that doesn't matter at all at this point. Unless you're trying to do some kind of aggression, which I doubt. Especially against Forge Fast Expand, doing like a Ling aggression. I don't, yeah.
The reason I picked this build mostly was because he does kind of a weird deal. Like his loft is kind of the derp and all that kind of stuff, but what he does is he does this mid-game push that I just like barely hold off, if you can count it as holding it off. And then he just goes for this like mid/late game push with like 2 or 3 colossi, and then it just stomps me.
Okay.
I think if I got roached, I would have been able to maybe beat it, but I mean, I think that mid-game push hurt me too much.
Okay. Now, are you planning on going like quick mutas or something? Like, is there a reason why you still have guys on gas?
I have guys on gas because when I eventually get mutas, I stockpile the gas, so when I eventually get mutas, I can just pop like 9 or 10 of them.
Okay. A better thing to do rather than keep those guys on gas early, because what happened was he forced fast expand, so we literally can't put on any aggression for a long time. So normally what you should do is as soon as you get that speed, if you're doing the 14-14, is take those guys off gas, just make tons of drones, drop your natural around 20, then drop a third at like 30. Okay. And just not get any more gas until like around like maybe 6.5 minutes, and then you could drop like 2 gas or 3, 4 gas, like drop down your second gas at like the 6.5 minute mark since you already mined 100, and then once you start your lair, just drop down 2 more at your natural.
Okay.
And then you'd always get more at your third too if you want. If you want like even more guys, because that, like what I do is I open up 12 pool, 19 hatch, and then like 30 hatch, and I don't even take any gas until the 6-minute mark. I drop double geyser.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'll actually give you I've been doing this actually for anyone that's struggling with Protoss. I give a link to like the strategy I've been using. It's on Team Liquid. It's called like Nesty ZVP or something. I have a link handy.
So would you suggest switching my build from 14-14 to something else then?
You don't need to. I mean, 14-14 is good. I mean, it's a very strong build still. It's just I wouldn't suggest keeping guys on gas for that long. I can see what you're thinking here, because you already got your lair coming, and then you've got 2 guys on gas, but your natural like isn't saturated. So honestly, like if you look at the drone count right now, you're actually behind. Okay, now you just took the lead, but you want to, even though they have chrono boost and everything, you still want to be ahead. Like with what I do, I'm at 60 drones at the 9-minute mark.
Okay.
So it's just kind of more of an economical build. And, like, you still don't even have a third up yet. That could be, like, a big difference, just the extra income.
And this is specifically against Forge Fast Expand, right?
Yes. If it's against anything else, don't take a quick third ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it was something else, it'd be almost impossible to hold off any aggression.
Yeah. I open up that same way, though, with, like, the 12 pool and the 19 hatch every time. But then if I see it's one base, I just drop in, like right when I see it, I just drop down, like, double gas, get my quick speed, and then just leave 3 guys in gas. Alright, so this is a nice little pressure from him.
Yeah, this is the thing that kind of hurt me, but I think it might have been just a lack of scouting, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, definitely, because you could keep a guy, like you could have a Ling right outside his front, and you didn't even have the Zelnaga. Well, did you have the Zelnaga? I can't remember.
I think I did. But, by the time I saw it on the Zelnaga, it was already too late.
Yeah, this does a lot, actually. I'm shocked he didn't even, like, look for a third. Because usually that push that he's doing, you're supposed to send it to a third.
Okay.
But still, I mean, obviously, you just keep force feeling that ramp, and it's really effective.
Yeah, I think if he had a little bit more, if he had like a few more sentries, I would have lost, but...
Yeah, I think... those mutas are really damn quick.
Yeah.
With Zerg, like, you're really safe to stay on hatch tech for a long time. Like,
okay.
I don't even think I'd take my lair to, like, almost the 10-minute mark.
Okay.
Just because all you need for early is to, like, hold off with Roach Ling, and then maybe, like, a few spines, like, maybe, like, 3, 4, whatever, if you see that, like, a 7 gate's coming. Because you've got a good Overlord positioning in the upper right, and same thing with the upper left, where you could, like, just sack in your Overlords.
Okay.
Just how he's doing, because normally a good time for that is maybe around like the like if he's doing a forward fast expand, like the 8-minute mark, 8.5-minute mark to second your overlords, because then you'll see that the gateways were dropped, or you'll see Stargate, whatever's coming. Generally, what I think is if the player's on one base for Terran and Protoss, if they're on one base, sack an overlord around 6 minutes. And then for Protoss, if they forward fast expand, sack Overlord around like 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes.
Okay.
Probably closer to 8.
For Terran, you said 7 minutes or 6?
6. I think 6 for both is pretty good. Because with 6, like you'll see, like if they're doing something really dumb, like a 5 or 6 racks and just going all Marines, that'll be like their first wave of Marines would have just came out for it, or just coming out. And then it'll be like all the warp gates will be coming up for a 6 gate around that amount of time. You'll see a DT shrine coming down around that amount of time. 1 gate, Stargate, yeah. It's all 6 minutes is a pretty good timing to sack overlords on one base.
Okay. So yeah, now he's seen the mutas, so he just put up a few cannons and he's doing Colossi now. He's doing Colossi now, so there's pretty much nothing I can do with these mutas.
Yeah.
I mean, I got like 1 or maybe 2 probes if
Yeah, I can see you're down to 1 base right now. Basically what you have to do if you take that much damage, you need to, like, retake that expansion, take a third, and only drone and just play super risky, because you're already way behind.
Yeah, I can understand that. Because there's no way I could even if I wanted to make aggression, I couldn't spend the money because I don't have any.
Yeah. Also, your injects at your main could definitely be better.
Okay.
Because you're at like 85 energy.
My injects, like, my mechanics in that sense are usually better. I think I just got thrown off because of that
The
aggression.
aggression? Okay. What's your normal
usually.
injecting method that you use?
I go with, I hotkey them to 2 through 5 and just double tap 2V, double tap 3V, double tap 4V.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah, because I never really liked the whole, put them all on one hotkey and have them.
Fuck that, dude. I hate the backspace method. I used it for so long, and it's just bad. Because unless you have a queen at every single base, which is ridiculous, you should never waste that much supply on queens.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, they're just going to run off into the middle of the map, and they're just going to die.
And plus, it's nice, the way I do it is nice, too, because if I need to jump to, like, let's say I have my evolution chambers or something, but I need to re-hotkey them, I can just double tap 3 and go over to my evolution chambers or something like that, like, depending on where they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or if I have spines at, like, my third, I can just double tap 4 and move the spines around. So it's kind of like a hot jump to each of my bases.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm assuming this push just kills you.
It's ridiculous. I completely lost.
Yeah.
So I've fixed some of these problems already. Like that early aggression, I could have held off now because I have roaches.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got roach, and I don't really heavily rely on lings. And so, then this push wouldn't have been as effective. I can find another replay if you want where I go roach, and you can see how that is if you would like to.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Let me see if I can find one. I've got a friend that he's playing right now, but he's available to help us if you want.
Okay, yeah, that works. What race is he?
He is Protoss, of course.
Well, that's good.
He's Protoss, and he's a low plat. I was playing him the other day, and I beat him, but it's still worth it.
Well, you know what? That's perfect. You're both in plat. I still lose to my friend who's in diamond for Protoss. So, I'm not the greatest against Protoss, but that's just because, I know the builds and what to do. I just don't always execute them right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Actually, I think I found a replay where I play against him.
Okay.
I'll see if I go roach. I'll just commentate through it. I've also been I'm really StarCraft is basically my hobby.
Oh god, mine
I
too.
have some other ones and stuff, but StarCraft is something that all I want to do is just improve on and stuff like that. So
that's also the link for that build I was talking about. If you want to just check it out whenever. If you ever want something different, if you feel like what you're doing isn't working, because that's what made me start. Because what I was doing before just wasn't working. I just kept losing. So.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, that build I was screwing around with a banding bust against the Forge Fast Expand that build, so that didn't work. I mean it worked, but it was more.
Yeah.
This game might be okay. Wait, what was I saying again? Okay. So, it's been my hobby basically. So what I've been doing is all I've been trying to do is improve. That's my goal. Because obviously I'm an admin at Zerg, so I'm always in kind of the tournament mode. I'm always getting better and stuff like that, trying to at least.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome being an admin at Zerg.
Yeah, it's really cool. It was they had a thing where you could I think I'm right where you could just they were just receiving applications, and I sent one in, and now I'm an admin, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I do. Have you ever done anything at Zerg?
I've never done Zerg. I've only done the Playhem Open twice.
Oh, okay. At Zerg we have the daily every day, and I work the daily every Friday, and then I work the bronze, silver, gold tournament every Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So and I'm always on the IRC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what I do is I've got a Word document where I keep all of my I was watching the daily the other day, the Day 9 daily, and he had like a notebook where he explained like, okay, well, I write down this kind of stuff in here and all that junk. So I have this document on our on Google Docs where I just write down like, okay, I have this idea and I change it to red if I cannot do it in the matchup, blue if it's being tested, and green if I can do it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, like right now I think I'm testing out Baneling Bus against Forge Fast Expand, which I think is of a cheesy thing.
Yeah, it is. It's
And
pretty all in.
Yeah, it's really all in. And if they're expecting it, it's an auto lose because they can just get sentries, or if they just have sentries, it's an auto lose.
Which they should have sentries usually.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, in Platinum, a lot of guys go Forge Fast Expand and then just go like Zealots or something against Zerg. They forget that you're supposed to get sentries.
Yeah, which is the best unit in the entire Protoss race, besides Colossus and Void Ray.
Yes.
Those are fucking stupid good, but Force Field is way too good to not have early. Like, because I mean, my Smurf account is Diamond for Protoss, and I always do, like, my first push is always like 8 sentries and like 10 zealots, and usually it's just like I could win the game just with that alone a lot of times.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, I think this replay should be good.
Okay.
I'll see you. Let me just rename it real quick.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm like literally 99% of the time, all I'm doing is rewriting. You'll see, I think in the chat I might say something about this.
What kind of keyboard do you have?
A DOS.
Okay. What switches?
I think I'm using. I want to say it's the DOS. It's not the DOS Ultimate. It's DOS Silent.
Okay, so I think those are brown switches.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I use that Steel Series 6G V2. It's so fucking nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I never want to go back to a normal keyboard again.
Oh, I know. I would never be able to do it. I have to. It's gonna be sad, but I'm gonna be required to spend at least $100 on every keyboard I buy now.
Yeah, I know. Same here. But this should last me for like ever. So.
Yeah, same with this one. I haven't had a single problem with this yet.
Mhm.
So. Let me find the replay. Okay.
Yeah, both times I did the Playhem daily, I won my first round match, and then the second round I faced like a Grandmaster both times. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, the dailies get pretty ridiculous. For Zeke, we usually have a few Grandmasters. One of my friends, I have a friend in real life. He was Grandmaster for a while, and he won a lot of the dailies actually.
Oh wow.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Alright, I'm paused. I'm in the replay. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm at 000.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So, what's your thoughts on this opening? Is it just the same thing, 14-14?
Yeah, I go 14-14 again. He goes, I think, Forge Fast Expand. And it's hard to remember. I think he goes Forge Fast Expand. I get Lings in his base early on because he's not as experienced. He hasn't played nearly as long as I have. So he's Platinum, but I get Lings in his base early on, and I just kind of play around and try to scout out. But these games were mostly for practice, so I didn't want to necessarily force anything. So I didn't want to make him lose right away. So I kind of left it, and when I came back, he does a kind of early push. I beat it with Roaches. That's why one of the reasons I picked this one. I beat it with Lings and Roaches, and then I forget what happens after that because I haven't watched it all. So.
Okay. Wait, you said you beat him with Lings and Roaches?
Well, I beat that push.
Oh, okay. Do you know if you win or lose this game?
I win it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was good that your first one was a loss, though. I mean.
Yeah.
That's good to throw that like you're not like ashamed to show a loss or something.
No, I'm definitely okay with showing my shortcomings.
Yeah. Actually, this looks like it's a one base opening with a really weird pylon placement.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
That's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's good to see different kinds of openings.
Mhm. But yeah. I'm not sure. I think he might have just messed up there or something. That's what I'm telling you. He's one of my friends, and he wanted some practice, so I said, yeah, sure, I'd play with him.
Okay, yeah, that works.
But yeah. So I think I want to switch it up because I want to get. What I would like to do is I don't want. I mean, I love 14-14. Like 14-14 is great, and I think it's a really good default build. But it's really hard because I don't really play in that many tournaments, seeing as I'm working a lot of the dailies. I mean, I could play in some of them, but you know, it's just I end up having to take a lot of time and then just end up losing anyway.
Yeah.
So my builds on the ladder are always the same. Like I don't test out Baneling buffs or anything like that. I just go 14-14 because I know that's the thing I practiced and that's it. If I was in a tournament, I would try a bunch of different builds, but so it's hard to. I mean, I haven't tested anything out other than a 14-14 in a very long time.
Okay. Well, you know, I mean, 14-14 is a good build. I mean, it's just an opener, so it's not that much. I mean, Zerg only has so many openers really that aren't bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, 14-14 is one of the better ones. It's my default ZVZ opening is 14-14.
Mhm. Yeah, that's mine as well. My ZVZ is really, it's almost dumb the way, like the reason I'm winning. I'm basically metagaming. I'm basically metagaming my league, and I go 14-14, and then I go Roach-Warren instead of Speed.
Oh, okay.
And I go like a ridiculous amount of roaches, like 10 roaches or something like that, because every guy and their mother in this league wants the Baneling bus at that time.
Yep.
So I go about 10 roaches that holds off any kind of Ling aggression early game, and then I go straight drones after that into Roach Infester. So it's like idiotic how dumb it is.
Yeah. I do a really weird ZVZ. Like I make barely any units, and I go mutas, but I only make like 10, and then I rush ultras. It's really weird, and it sounds really bad, but it's extremely good. A kid did it to me, and I was like, holy shit, how is that so good? So like I just watched the replay, learned it, and just started doing it myself, and I haven't lost a game with it yet.
After this game, you'll have to send me a replay of it.
I'll have to find it. I haven't done it. I think that was like a month ago the last time I did it.
Oh, okay.
Because I've only played one CVC, and I played it so bad yesterday. Like, the kid just way out-droned me, and I lost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the part where I'm kind of just screwing around in the base. I mean, I could have just, like, sent in, like, dozens of brilliants, but I decided against it.
Yeah. Just scouting's always good, too. I mean, you never know if he'll have something at the front where you make all those lanes and you can't get in anyways, so...
Yeah, exactly. I saw him going 3 gates, so I knew he was expanding, so I think I decided to kind of go a little economic after this.
Okay. Still think you got to worry about a 3 gate, though, so you can still put on a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So, I think you could have been...
like 3 gate robo and push out.
I think you could have still been more economical from the beginning anyways.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's not too bad. You're at 28 drones. I think it would have been more comfortable if you were closer to, like, 40, maybe?
Okay.
Probably. I'm like, let me think. Yeah, probably around like 40 for being on 2 base for Zerg would be pretty good. 27 is definitely a little bit low. Yeah, he's expanding now.
I think what happened to me is I lost a lot of games when I was, because I'm always like very neurotic about my ladder games. So I think I ended up losing like a ton of games to stupid early pressure, like 4 gates and 2 gates and 2 racks and stuff like that. So I ended up making builds that were way less economical but a lot more safe, and then I just ended up kind of just using it into this where it's like pretty bad economically, but
okay, makes sense to me. I mean, one thing also, that Roach Warren was pretty late for him being on 1 base.
Yeah.
I probably would have said, I mean, I think it was thrown down around like 7 minutes, maybe 7.5. I would say probably throw it down even closer, because if those links wouldn't have got in, I mean, well, they did get in. That makes a big difference. I don't know. Probably closer to like 6 minutes, if not earlier.
Okay.
Just to kind of be prepared. Like if you see 1 base, I would just be thinking, fuck, he's going to 4-gate me. And I'd probably throw it down around like 5 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, it's only 150 minerals. You should have extra minerals then anyways. Especially if you're getting gas.
Yeah. Yeah, even now I've got a lot of extra, but that's more for pulling up Bermudas.
Yeah. Alright. So now that he has his natural up, you should just automatically be thinking, alright, time to expand. Like, as soon as you see the naturals even, like, going up, and you know that, like, there's no pressure coming, just be like, okay, I'll just go throw it down right now, because you got to stay a base ahead, and he's not going to be able to come out with a ton of aggression anyways, because if he's trying to probe up his expansion, he can't be making just tons of units to go attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you also have, what? Let's see, even if, I guess if you made mutas right now, you would be pretty even. But you don't even have a layer yet. So yeah, you have a ton of gas, no layer started, and 900 minerals. So throwing down an expansion would have been definitely the right thing to do.
Are you always kind of a very one base ahead of the opponent kind of mentality, or?
For the most part, you have to be, especially with like Forge Fast Expand.
Yeah.
You have to have like that quick third if they do that. Otherwise, against Terran, not always, because Terran can be just kind of dumb with like, reactored Hellions. You can't even move out of your base anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So also you should have had the Zelnaga that whole time.
I think I did.
Did you just kill it off? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He
All
killed
right.
it off and then he killed that overlord.
Okay. Against Terran it's kind of harder because of having Hellions there, but you should still try to take it as soon as you break out of your base, get up to a base ahead. With Zerg, that's been the mentality even since like Brood Wars. You have to be a base ahead or else you just lose the game.
Okay.
I do like on those roaches though, trying to stutter step away from the zealots and like putting them in between the mineral lines, only one get hit at a time.
Yeah.
That was good.
I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose. I better micro at least.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up hitting up.
Yeah, I could see injects were, because of that attack, were slowed down a little bit. Like they were missed for probably like 25 energy, 20 energy, however many seconds that is. So, I mean, that's just a little thing just to like, try to remember. Because, I mean, it doesn't take too long. So even if, like, you're not in the middle of battle micro, just like, okay, got check. Like, a bit like what I do for my injects is, like, I'll have all my hatches on 4, and then each individual one 5, 6, 7, 8 for the ones that my queens. And I just do, like, the double-click box V-click.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know that, like, what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's nice about that, at least for me, is, like, if you click on your layer right now, you can see the inject bar on it.
Oh, I see.
So, like, I just, like, check 5 while I'm moving around the map, check 5, okay, so I need to inject, do a full inject round, and then go back to what I was doing. You can do the same thing with energy, but it's a little bit trickier, because you have to, like, remember, like, okay, I got energy a little bit high here, I gotta, like, you can still just look down at the energy bar. That's at least the way that I remember it the easiest. I kind of have a good tempo, too. Like, just, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you have that too. I know most people, after they play enough, it's just like, okay, I know I should be injecting around this time anyways.
Yeah, I get that, like, early game, I get that tempo really well down, but it's just once I start getting attacked or once I start getting into the mid-game, it starts getting a lot harder.
Yep, mid to late game, it's a lot nicer to have, like, checking that energy on your queen, since that's what you do. Like, just to make sure, like, okay, I'm going to need to inject here pretty soon. Since you're not actually supposed to be looking around your base, at least.
Yeah. This is what I meant, like, I pool up a ridiculous amount of gas, and then I just pop out like 15 mutas.
Yeah, that's a very common thing. I like the muta timing better in this game. They're a little bit late, but it's still much better than how early you had it. I like how long you stayed on hatch.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. It's a lot, I mean, you don't really have to worry about much. Even if it's like a Stargate opening, I mean, just throw down an Evo, get one spore at each base, and make an extra queen at each base, and then you're safe.
Yeah. This, I think he should have just completely just went on and pushed, because I would have had less roaches, my mutas would have been farther away, and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he doesn't pull back right here, then... Oh, yep, he's even sending probes. He's going all in here.
Yeah.
And that's really all he could do. I mean, your muta has just decimated everything in his base. He has, like, no probes left.
Yeah. Yeah, and pretty much it. I mean,
yeah, now you can just keep reinforcing, and he can't do anything about it.
And that's one of the reasons I like mutas is because it forces the Protoss into making certain decisions. Like they have to decide whether to just straight up. I mean, in my opinion, the right move is to just when you see mutas, just pop out another ring of units and then just go and attack because that's usually when I'm at my weakest. But it forces him to either go, okay, I have to build up some cannons in the base, which makes him spend money on that instead of units. I mean, he has to do this, that, you know. So, and then every time he expands, he's also really nervous I'm going to have mutas again, so it just kind of changes his mindset. And I only really build 15 mutas, so I spend a good amount on them, but it's just enough where it's enough to be effective, but not enough to be too costly if I end up not being if they end up stopping effective after a little while.
Yeah. Okay. Are you still in the game right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just thoughts from I'm at the end of the game. You know, at 1643. Thoughts on what could be that's good and what could be done better. Upper right of the map, Overlords lining it. Because you've got just Overlords kind of clumped around your base, all at your natural, just sitting there. You get a line, so if a warp prism's coming, you'll just easily spot it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty good. I like how you have Overlords checking all the bases, got creep going down. That's really good. Either having a Ling up there to scout or having Overlords to spot it. Always good. Would have been nice to see you have a third, either behind those rocks at the gold or even the bottom's natural. That's usually the pick that I would take because I just kind of quick expand. But
if you look right now at my goal, I was getting a third, but I think that's...
Oh, yeah, that's a lot too late.
Okay.
It would want to be more like I said, you see he's putting down his natural, you go throw down a third.
Okay.
After you see that there's no aggression coming. That's what I'd be wary of off of one base, because it's almost guaranteed if they do a 3-gate expand, they're going to be putting on pressure while they expand. So once you defend off that aggression, just go expand yourself.
Okay. What do you think about, okay, so I have this problem kind of late game-ish, Zerg, not so much late game, but mid-game, late game, is it's been easier since I've been going Muta Roach because it's really expensive, but I mean, if you look at my minerals right now, I'm at 2,000 minerals.
Oh, you throw down dem spines in the middle of the map.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Also, that was another thing I was going to comment on. Creep spread could be much better. That could be remedied easily by take a quick third queen when you're on 2 base, and then just use that to spread. Okay, yeah.
I usually do that. For some reason in this game I didn't, but I usually get my main, my sequences, I get a queen on my natural, or my queen on my main base. When my natural pops, I get another queen, and then when that queen finishes, I get another queen. And that third queen is just for creep spread.
Okay. Even another good thing you could do is if you're doing the 14-14, as soon as your first queen pops at your main, start another queen right away.
Okay.
Because then that'll finish at about the time when your expansion finishes. And you could even use okay, I'll take the second queen I got, put a creep tumor at my main, and then run that queen down to my natural. By the time it gets there, it'll have about enough energy to inject, plus you've got a creep tumor already going. And then you can start a third queen at your natural.
Okay.
And then you just use that just to creep for, because if you get creep to the middle of the map, and then just fucking throw down, once you have a lot of money, probably around 20 minutes maybe, throw down 10, 15 spine crawlers in the middle. Yeah, it might not, kill his army, but it's going to delay him from pushing, so you can make up more forces so you can keep droning.
Yeah.
Or so it lets you get away with droning more, so you don't just outright die to a push.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, Overlord placement was pretty solid. Minus, like I said, try to get around your base so you can watch for drops better. Which, I mean, even you more than likely would have seen them because you had at every expansion. But I mean, just in case. And then the creep spread, and even injects could have been better. I mean, it's 16 minutes in, you're at 100 energy on the queen in your main. That's just a huge thing working on queen mechanics and getting that shit down. That's the big thing that, at least for me, that got me to advance. Is I literally don't miss a single inject until probably maybe 18 minutes into the game is when I'll start actually not getting all my queens down to 0 energy. So I'll max out at the 14-minute mark, 15-minute mark, and my opponent will be at 110 supply.
Okay.
Which just makes a huge fucking difference because then you have so many more options. You can either just sit back and just keep building up a bank and building up larva. You could go try to kill him. You could just harass wherever you want and not really have to worry. Like, you could cost inefficiently trade units to keep down his supply, not let him expand, and still be way ahead.
Yeah.
So just getting, tumors, perfect injects, all that just makes that's basically what Zerg revolves around.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to face your friend now? If he's
yeah, that sounds good.
okay.
All right. Let me go message him real quick. I think he messaged me a few minutes ago asking if I needed help.
And that's probably what we'll finish up after watching that game.
Okay.
But I have someone else around like 5:15.
Yeah, that's fine. I have another really quick question.
Oh.
So with drones, what I basically do is I drone up to 3 fully saturated bases.
Okay.
Now, that's about, I think that's around 60 to 75 drones. Now, should I like, let's say I get a fourth, should I take a few drones from each of the bases
Yes.
and get my fourth?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it'll build his mine more efficiently anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, you usually want to be between 75 and 80 drones, right in that like sweet spot. Like I guess I'd say like 72 to 82 is a good number to aim for.
Okay. Let me I don't know if I do you have me in your friends list?
Do I have you on my friends list?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, can you go ahead and send me a message maybe? Oh no, duh, I already have your message. I completely missed that. I'm so used to skimming down the bottom because of tournaments. I get like 20 messages, so.
Okay.
Okay, let me go ahead and create this game. Is Shattered okay? Since you see most.
Hey, whatever map you guys want to play on, I don't care.
Alright.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, we were playing on Shattered the other day, so.
Can you also make me ref too?
It's actually not even giving me the option. Oh, because it's 2.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, wait. It's sent him back down again. There we go.
Ref, please. Thank you. Hey, you don't have to like commentate if you don't want to. I know I can't play and talk for shit, so.
Oh, I kind of can, so I'll just, I don't know.
Yeah.
As long as you're just giving me some advice and stuff like that.
Oh, do you want advice while you play, or do you want me to just like sit here, watch, and then we'll just go over it after?
Maybe just comment as it's going. Like say, okay, you're doing this wrong, do this.
Okay.
Not like control the game, I guess, but.
Yeah, I'll just give little comments here and there based on what I'm seeing. All right, I'm just gonna go run and go to the bathroom real fast. I'll be back in like 1 minute.
All right,
I mean, it's just early game. I'm not gonna miss anything. All right, be right back. All right, sorry about that. God, I've been drinking too much coffee.
It's all good. Okay, so I scouted him at the bottom base.
Okay. Or even with that Overlord, what you could do is move it forward to his front. I mean, don't do it now because it's too late. But like, you can move it to his front and see if he's going 1 base or 2 base, just so you don't have to send like a drone extra to scout out his base.
Okay.
Because I mean, he's not gonna be able to get any anti-air out except for like a cannon if he forge fast expands, which you could dodge a cannon so easy. And then Stalker he won't have for a few minutes. So you get out. You get out of dodge pretty quick.
All right, sounds good. Alright, so now I'm at 21, so I'll go ahead and expand one. I'll send my probe down there, or my drone, once I hit 200.
Yep, that's the time to do it.
I probably should have waited for that clean. That's alright.
Okay, I like the getting that second queen. I would use that new. Oh, never mind. You could do another tumor. I was say I would use that other queen to then inject.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
And then just send that first one that you used to make that tumor. Send that one down. But that's just you could fix that next time. But two tumors is always good. I mean, either way, missing or like not having inject this early isn't that big of a problem. It kind of is, but it's not that huge. I mean, creep spread's so important. So.
I didn't take my guys off of gas. Totally forgot.
So did I. That's fine. Alright, now, I would like to see you have 2 links sitting at middle, leaving them outside his ramp, peeking up every once in a while, just doing a little poke to check unit count at the front, see if you can see anything new, anything like that.
Okay.
Like, oh, there's a probe.
There you go. Alright.
Alright, good job not losing any of them. It's like you saw, okay, he had 2 zealots and 3 stalkers. Not too much to worry about at that point. Or whatever. Oh.
Should I go ahead and pop some links?
Definitely should.
Of course, I'm
It happens. Happens to all of us.
You said I have to keep my seat. I needed 100 points total, and we have 5 assignments, including extra credit. So the credit was 5 points.
I would have liked a little bit better of a decision if you would have waited for those links to pop, because they were about to when you engaged initially. and you could have just kind of like hit your queen. Worst of the worst, he's gonna do like a quarter damage to your hatch.
Okay.
So just try to delay as long as you can. Even if you take some base damage, take some damage on your queens, whatever, you'll still live. And now I would say probably now as you see that you crush this push, there's nothing else really coming behind it. Time to just fucking drone like a madman.
Okay.
Also your supply block. Oh, never mind, you got overlords coming. Okay, you should probably check up with your lings too, see if he's taking an expansion, see if he's got more units coming at his front, shit like that.
Okay.
Gotta stay. That's one really big important thing is keeping active with all your units. See, like, oh, there's an expansion. You go deny it.
Okay. And now he's force fielding himself in.
Yep. And he didn't cancel. So.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and get layer. Should I send in an overlord or?
I mean, you could. I think you're fine for right now. 'Cause, I mean, you kill his push, you can't do that much aggression. Right now, he's basically forced into the point, alright, either I've got to try to force an expand or I've got an all-in. Basically, he's got to all-in.
Okay.
Because he's just so far behind now, because he started off one base, did a big pressure, and then can't even take his expansion. So he's just going to have to kind of make a bunch of units and go in and try to kill you.
Okay. Would you recommend the gold or the other third?
If you have lings, take the gold.
Okay.
I wanted to say something, but I couldn't.
Okay, it's alright.
It's good positioning by him.
Yeah, it is.
They'll still be able to clean it up, just, I mean, not cost efficiently, but they'll still get it.
Yeah, it's alright.
Alright, now he lost a ton. Yep, you got, I like the lings at his expansion. Plus he did like 0 damage to you at all besides killing a few lings, so he's so far behind.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kill off those gold rocks, throw down and expand.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because let's say okay, so let's say I didn't deny that second. Even then, I would be in a pretty good position to take a third. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep, and especially with all the links you have to even take the gold, you're in a huge, like a very good position to take that gold. Like, the only reason why I would take that, like, the top base is natural is if you were, like, soft word fast expand and you were just droning like crazy and you didn't have any units to kill off the rocks. Then take that one. Otherwise, it's so far away, it's pointless if you have units to take down rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jacks are much better this game. Like, very close to perfect. So, that's good. Same with creep spread. Very good.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure that I got those really down.
Yep, that's a good thing. That's the way to play, man. You just got to focus on a couple things at a time. If you really work on those, then they'll just become like second nature, and those become part of your gameplay.
Oh, he's got... No, that's a zipper. I was going to say, I thought that was DT for a second. Should I go ahead and cancel that, or?
Unless you think you can defend it, it's up to you.
Nah, I think I'm getting enough links. Possibly, depends how your force shields. Like that.
Pretty good. I mean, it's still not that big of a waste anyway. It's only 300 minerals.
Yeah, it's not big of a deal, especially with how many minerals are right now, which is actually kind of a problem. That's what I mean. Like, even though I'm spending as much as I can, I still have, like, a ridiculous amount of money.
Well, see, the problem with that is that you were saving all this money to get your Spire and get Mutalisks out, but you delayed your lair for a long time at the same time, and you really weren't making, like, any units. You were just kind of making some drones, and, like, that was about it. So your money would skyrocket like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
Because you've got a good amount of drones on 2 base. I mean, you got 50 drones. That's like perfect.
Okay, well I know he doesn't have a third over there, so I'll check the gold. Doesn't have the gold, but probably have a second by now. If I can kill these.
Oh yeah, 3 sentries.
And I can kill all these probes as well.
And you could probably kill off the expansion.
Yep. Okay, so I've got Yuta. I got Spire now.
See, man, that's what fucking being moving around the map with your lings do.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I could never even think that I've been able to do that.
I mean, it's just a lot to think about at once. I mean,
but the thing is that. Oh, there you go. Okay.
yeah, perfect timing for the mutas.
The thing though is that it becomes like second nature eventually. I mean, this is my first game where I'm trying a lot of this stuff out.
Yeah.
I'm sure eventually I'll be able to actually do it.
Oh yeah, it all becomes second nature after time, or over time. And then this will just get crushed, especially when you get a surround like that. Yep, very good game.
Alright, cool.
Alright, now let's just go, we can go through this replay now, just to kind of look for any subtle different kind of adjustments.
People were saying yesterday that they would go like past Old Lady and stuff, and then just parking lot was filled.
Alright, I'm loading it up now.
Okay.
Alright, let me know when you're ready.
Alright, I'm good.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, let's watch this times 2. Alright, now like I said at the beginning, you could send that Overlord up to his ramp to see what's going on, if it's 1 base or 2 base.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even... Oh yeah, that's right, I didn't see the pre-game banter because I was in the bathroom. Ooh, this guy that I'm coaching next is talking to me. He plays pretty weird style, it sounds like. Or pretty weird build. He has like 14 pool, 15 hatch in ZVT and ZVP, and then 14 hatch, 14 pool in ZVZ, which is pretty fucking greedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's pretty risky. What league is he?
I think he's in Diamond, I think.
Oh, jeez, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think catching up on my Overlord, or not my Overlord, my Inject is, I mean, even just in that game, it helped me a ton. I think that's actually a really good thing.
Yep, Injects are just fucking huge, man.
Yeah.
You just macro up so much faster. And you also had a really good drone count going on, too, for 2 base, which helps a lot.
Yeah.
And that's all Zerg is economical, really. Economics and work on queens.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I like the checking for pylons with the Zerglings.
Yeah, I've had that happen to me way too much. I'm sorry to get into that. That was my big thing with, like, I told you, I get really antsy with early game aggression, so, like, when I was getting, like, you know, bunker rushed and stuff like that, I realized, okay, I have to actually do that nowadays.
Yeah. That's something that I need to fucking get better at, is just doing that with early lings. I always forget to. Luckily, it hasn't really bit me in the ass really ever, I don't think. But
Yeah. But it's better to be safe than sorry.
exactly. I think I've just gotten lucky that it hasn't killed me yet.
Mm.
I think it's 'cause I face a lot of forward fast expand. Like that's almost all I face in the ZVP.
Well, the new map, this map pool that's out right now. That I mean, it's going to change at the end of this week, but the map pool that's out is like unbelievable for forward fast expand.
Oh my god, yes. Especially that one where you have fucking destructible rocks with the natural.
Oh my God.
Like what? You just need like one building to wall it off. It's stupid.
And then you can just kill the rocks and head straight up.
Yeah, it's dumb. You get a forge and a gateway to completely wall off, and then you just kill the rocks. It's like, oh, well, the Zerg's never getting in there.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, like this attack right here. Like, watch when you engage with your lings right now, and look where your larva's at. It's like 3/4 done, or your eggs.
Could have just waited.
Yep. I mean, it's a hard thing to think of in the moment, but
Yeah. Do you think I overmade lings?
probably a little.
Okay.
But I mean, you end up killing off or denying the third or the natural, which is good.
Yeah. That's what I guess okay, that makes sense. If I overmake lings, try to do something with them.
Yeah, exactly. If you overmake, you have to do some kind of damage with them. Like that's the same thing with if you get bunker rush in ZBT. If you end up overmaking lings, you have to go like try to attack his base and do some kind of damage, or else you're just way too far behind. Because like let's see how many lings that is. What is that? 26 lings. That's 13 drones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just kind of I have to think of everything. I think Day 9 said that in one of his dailies.
Yeah.
Like you have to think of Zerg when you make units based on not like how much money they cost, but how much a larva it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there was an entire daily on that, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, definitely his Newbie Tuesdays are pretty awesome.
I always watch those. At least I try to. I always try to watch the Newbie Tuesdays.
I know they helped me a lot when I first started.
Yeah, I've got friends who, well, actually, that's where I got the way I set up my hotkeys, like where I put my army on 6.
Okay.
6 through 8, that's where I got it from. It was a Newbie Tuesday. It's actually probably one of his more popular ones. The one where he just talks about the basics of the game.
Yep. I remember that one.
I got it from that one. But I've got friends who are, they're like silver and gold league at college. Right now I'm on break, but when I'm in my dorm, they watch the Newbie Tuesday because they get more than a ridiculous amount out of it. So I watch it with them, and it actually helps a lot.
Yeah, I did that with my friends at school too when they were like all in bronze. So it was like between watching Newbie Tuesday and me helping them out, they learned a lot, but then they ended up quitting the game anyways because they're dumb. But one thing is I know it got killed off a lot, but your creature was just kind of like sitting there. It was stagnant for a while. I mean, that's more nitpicky because you already had a decent amount like going. You're to the Zelnaga, which is good. But like you could have been even like further, yeah, like 3/4 of the way to his base. That's just like not that big of a deal. Like that's like okay, if I'm really gonna optimize all my APM that I could use, that's something else you could do.
Okay.
I mean, it seems like you play pretty quick. I mean, you're at 94.
Yeah, my APM I try to keep it pretty fast. I mean that's one of the things that I think I improved on when I was doing the 4v4 is I just sat there and just got really quick.
Yep. I mean, everyone says the team games are a waste. I don't think they're a complete waste. I mean, I practice a lot of my like basic mechanics, like harassing and making sure I get perfect injects and moving around the map. I do all that when I do team games.
Yeah, what I'll do is say I want to improve, like let's say I want my infester play better. I'll just do something stupid like straight infestors in a team game, and then just practice my fungals or something like that.
Yep.
Or just practice my like making a Terran infested Terran wall or something like that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, this game actually looked, I mean, pretty damn solid. You could have got roaches earlier.
Yeah, I noticed. I think I was paying too much attention to my injects, but I could have gotten all my tech a little bit earlier.
Yep, tech was a little bit late. You could have started upgrade. I mean, you're at 5K, 2.7K. Let's go back to 9 minutes. Well, I'm just going to be going back. You don't have to. Like at 9 minutes, you're at 850, 700. No lair started yet, but you just lost your queen, so you can't really start lair.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you could have done differently is you could have made 1 queen in your main. You made 2 in your main and then 1 at your natural. And your supply block, so you had to wait for it to finish. So what you could have done was had that queen at your natural or made your natural into your lair and you would have had your lair started at like 9 minutes, as opposed to, let's see when it gets started. Still waiting. Waiting. Stalker attack. Another queen being made at your main. Waiting. 13 minutes.
Yeah.
You could have had it started at 9 minutes. You could have already had mutas out.
Yeah.
So, and you still didn't even have a Roach Warren yet either.
Mm-hmm.
So try for more aiming for Roach Warren definitely earlier. I mean, it's a cheap thing to make. That's what's nice about Zerg. You just need one tech building.
Yeah.
You could use it to even, like, narrow a choke. Like, you could throw it beneath your ramp so they can't just run straight up. That's always good in, like, ZBT. Obviously, SimCity is just a huge deal, especially against, like, Hellions.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting that tech a little bit earlier, especially with the amount of money you had. If I was sitting at, like, 1,000 minerals at this point in the game, I'd be like, alright, I'm going to expand it to gold, and this natural, and this main. Just to throw it up, extra production, and then you also have the expansions just up.
Mm-hmm.
You probably could have killed him a lot earlier, but that's not a big deal.
Okay.
Because that's just kind of, I usually, like, I'm pretty bad at, like, waiting until max, until I go kill him.
I get really nervous because I know if I come in and I end up screwing it up, it's like, well, I had that game won, but I lost it.
Yep.
So.
But that's what's good about being active with your units like you were, is that you can poke and be like, okay, I can do damage here, so I'm going to use these lings to do it. So I got like 30 lings. Or, oh shit, that's a lot of units. I'll pull back right here after losing like 5 lings, and you're still fine, but you know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all valuable information. But I mean, for the most part, that was good. I mean, good injects, good creep spread, good amount of drone saturation.
Okay.
Yeah, just get that tech up quicker, and then everything will fall more into place. Especially when he was one base like he was. Like I said, try to get Roach Warren around like even like before 6 minutes, because that's when the 4 gate is like starting. Like I think like the first warp in for 4 gate, I believe, is at like 6 minutes.
Okay.
So let's see. Yeah, his warp gates are about to finish, and I'm at the 6-minute mark.
Okay.
So have that Roach Warren start at like 5 minutes. So then, just when they're on one base, just kind of like a rule of thumb, just because then you're safe. As soon as you see it coming out, just make a bunch of roaches and lings, and then you're good. You're set.
All right.
All right. Any other questions?
Let me think real quick.
Okay.
No, I think that's about it. I mean, yeah, I think. Really quick. So tier 3, why do you go Broodlords instead of Ultras?
Ultras suck. They're so bad.
Besides that.
Well, Ultras are just really clunky units, and especially against Protoss, like Stalker does extra damage against armored. Immortals absolutely destroy Stalkers. Zealots destroy Ultras. Zealots destroy Ultras. Archons destroy Ultras. There's just so many units that just obliterate Ultras for them. But Broodlords, as long as you keep units underneath your Broodlords, like if you have Roaches, like I go like Roach Infestor Broodlord. So I'll have Roaches and Roaches Infestor sitting underneath my Broodlords. So if he tries to blink under, he's going to lose all those Stalkers to the Fungals and then the Roaches just targeting him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not going to be able to do anything.
Okay.
Plus they have siege range, which is nice.
Yeah. And then do you go for tier 3, when do you like decide to go? Like I usually go tier 3 when I'm like either A, I have enough money and I think if I go tier 3 I'm going to beat him, or B, I've won the game already and I'm going to beat him no matter what, so I might as well just go tier 3. But like there's never really a time where I'm like, ooh, this is a good timing to get tier 3 or something.
It's really a feel thing unless you're planning on going for it. Like I've got like a strategy where I'm like, okay, I want to get, like if I'm facing a meching Terran, I'll be like, alright, he's going mech, I'm going to do my shit, and I'm just going to get my fucking Broodlords out at like 18.5 minutes. Because he won't have Vikings unless he's blind countering for Broodlords. And he'll just like be dead, because he can't do anything against them. Like Thors are pretty good against them, but if you even have like, Because I always go mutas anyways, even against mech. Because mutas are surprisingly good against mech, as long as you magic box.
Okay.
So if you keep down the Thor count, like I'll go like literally 35 mutas.
Okay.
And because you one-shot Thors then. So if you just keep the Thor count down, and then you transfer into Broodlords like right after that, you'll have you'll have the mutas for anti-air against Vikings, he won't have a lot of Thors, so your Broodlords could kill those. And then what has he got? Tanks and Hellions? Shit. What is he going to do? Nothing.
Yeah.
He's going to die. So it's basically just either a feel thing, or just if you already have it planned into your build to hit Broodlords at a certain time.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things where, I know it's not Broodlords, but like Ultralisk. Stefano has this awesome 3-3 crackling and Ultralisk play where he gets Ultras out at like 12 and a half minutes against Terran.
Yeah.
And, like, you can have a strat where you rush Broodlords for like the 15-minute mark, but you're just really vulnerable up until that point. Because you're just cutting so many corners to get to it, you could just get fucking killed, and then it's over.
Yeah.
Alright, anything else?
No, that's about it. Thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
Is there anywhere I could, like, put a review or anything like that?
Nope, just doing this out of the kindness of my heart.
Well, thanks a lot, man.
No problem. If you need anything else, you can always just message me on Skype. If you want to, like, I don't know, if you want another lesson at some point, like down the road after you've been, like, practicing all this stuff, whatever. I don't care.
Right.
I'm always free. Well, I'm not always free, but,
Yeah,
you know.
that sounds good.
All right?
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, good luck on moving up to Diamond.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
All right, see you later.
See ya.